Thank you.
We're doing a project over David Berkowitz, who is more famously known as the son of Sam. David Berkowitz, who was, before he earned his son of Sam moniker, he was known as the 44 caliber killer because he always used a 44 handgun whenever he was committing his crimes. And the crimes occurred in the metropolitan area of New York City from 1976 to 1977 until he was arrested for a as a result of a minor traffic violation. The first attack, he shot at 18-year-old Donna Loria and 19-year-old Jody Valenti when they were sitting in Valenti's car, but Berkowitz just walked up to the car and shot at them. While Loria was killed instantly by the gunfire, Valenti somehow survived and described the handgun being a 44, which was referenced here. Afterwards, numerous other crimes occurred where they found 44 shell casings at the scene. And all of the victims seemed to have a very similar appearance to one another. All of the female victims had long, dark hair. And a lot of them happened to be nurses or nursing students, so they thought there might be a pattern with that. And then news of that spread, and many people got wigs, eyes, etc. Some background information. Berkowitz reportedly stated that he was told by voices to kill 3 young women, so almost all the victims were females with long, dark hair, and they usually had their boyfriends with them at the time of the shooting, or with friends. However, one of the few exceptions was a young man by the name of Carl Denaro, who happened to have the long, dark hair, and was likely mistaken for being a female. Unfortunately survived because it went about back here. Only took out a part of his skull, nothing else. And the last victim turned out to be blonde, which was kind of ironic because the boyfriend she was with at the time said to not worry about it because she didn't have long dark hair. So, cruel irony in that sense. In response to the shootings, the New York City Police Department organized an elite task force of several of their best detectives and assigned them to Task Force Omega. And they all worked together to try and track down David Berkowitz, and that's him right now, as he is. It's more like a restaurant owner that yells at people than a serial killer doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so while there were countless other detectives on the task force, the one who's officially credited with actually arresting him was Detective Falatico of the New York City Police Department, who passed away in 2006 of colon cancer. And also, Berkowitz is converted to Christianity and now prefers the name Son of Hope. Yeah, don't ask me. And at every crime scene, the police would recover the 44 special bullets and occasionally bullet casings as well, hence why he was initially dubbed the 44 caliber killer by the police and media. But then he wrote a letter that was found at one crime scene where he described himself as the son of Sam. So that nickname took over the previous one, 44 killer. Now he's son of Sam. And here it mentions that he is basically a servant to Father Sam, who was basically an alcoholic, a violent, demonic entity that, according to Berkowitz, would order him to go out and kill, that he wanted to drink blood or whatever. And yeah, not pretty. And that's a sample of the actual letter. And then, after a time later, it was determined that the weapon was a bulldog revolver the same caliber. And then when Berkowitz was apprehended by Falatico, he found the exact same revolver in a paper bag underneath his driver's seat. And then in the back seat they found a submachine gun and another note written in the same handwriting as the son of Sam that threatened to cause a major shooting with many more victims, like his previous murders, and it was very likely he was going to use that machine gun to gun down a bunch of people outside a nightclub. So they deuced or something. And there you can kind of vaguely see the machine gun back here.
It's a red clicker on there.
Yeah, back there you can kind of see it, not with this light, but if you turn it off, you can probably see it better. And he could have killed a lot more people if it hasn't been for the work of Task Force Omega and detectives. that's the firearm that he used in the killings. In the conclusion of the case, Berkowitz was captured as the result of a parking violation, which allowed police to track him down. And while he initially claimed he was possessed by demons, he was still found mentally competent to stand trial. However, he just ended up pleading guilty, so he didn't get the death penalty or anything like that. And he's now serving a sum total of 364 years. I am not kidding. 364 years because they didn't have the death penalty, so what can you do? And now he's currently converted to Christianity, as I mentioned, is now wanting to be called Son of Hope instead of Son of Sam. Yeah, buddy, and he's currently serving his sentence in New York prison with little possibility that he'll ever be granted parole. And that's...
All right, good job.